what's up, guys? It's SteezyCast again. We're all here again. I got my man Mike, Chris, Dylan, Yamik, Nick,
You're
back here for another episode. And this time today, we're going to be talking about how the hurdles of utilizing your personal time effectively. That's a great topic for college students. That's catered to college students for sure. Also, high school people and just adults as well. Like adults, it's sometimes it can be hard to balance your personal time because you're doing so much, you're so busy. So, of course, we're gonna start off with Mike. Just tell us like how would you like what do you think is like the biggest hurdle for you as an adult to utilizing your personal time?
personal time. I would say wanting to do the things that you may not need to do, but you just kind of want to do. Like for me, my hobby is thrifting and playing basketball. So with work and classes, I take online classes, but I know some people take in person classes. So I'm gonna use their example. You have to set aside time to go to work and also set aside time to go to those classes, and you still want to do some of those hobbies. So what I try to do is think about what day, like if I could get 2 days, I would love 2 days, but sometimes just one day. What day can I just have for myself? That could be to rest, to do that thrifting, or to go play ball, or to just do anything else. So I would say if it's possible and you could do it with your life, try to set aside that one day or 2 days where you could just chill.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And we're gonna move on to Chris.
Alrighty, so what I do for my personal time, I go to college and I have a job as well. So basically, any days that I go to school, I don't go to work. So at least I can have time to do my classwork and any of the homework that I have, study for any tests I have upcoming, and then that usually would take like about maybe like 4 or 5 hours, and then after that, use the rest of the day to rest up, for the next day where I would have to go to work, and then when it comes to like um, my schedule, my classes are usually in the earliest you can get them, which is like 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So I always pick those classes so that when I do get out of those classes, the whole rest of the day from like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock to like midnight, that's my time to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know more. I more so want to actually go to Yamik here because I actually want to hear his perspective. I know there's some college students that may have boyfriends and girlfriends or something like that. I actually want to get Yamik's perspective since you do have a girlfriend. Like, how do you balance your personal time? Like, let's say work. You don't really, you don't go to school, but you got work. You have other things you have to do in your personal life. How do you balance that with also? How do you utilize your personal time, like for yourself? And then you also have to have time with your girlfriend. How do you balance that?
Well, basically, how like every day is formatted. Like every day, I don't say like, I gotta spend time with my girl. I'm not gonna have this time to spend with my girl. I kind of which is poor on my part, cause like I schedule my day the same day. Like based on how I wake up in the morning. Like that's how my day's gonna go. But the point I like to always like keep consistent is waking up early so that I have the most time out of every day to utilize. So that way, say if I have to see my girl in the morning and we want to watch the sunrise or something, we could bang that out the first thing in the day so that I have the rest of the day to carry out anything that I have to do, and I won't have to worry about, her feeling like, I didn't see her that day because I already took care of it as my first thing of the day. It all depends how you structure, just your time, because I work the same schedule every day. I work from 7 a.m. to 3:30, so it's kind of a bit easier for me because that's just routine. I'm able to create a consistent schedule with that. But I mean, life is never consistent. No matter how hard you try to make life like routine, it's never gonna be like perfect. So you just have to be able to make moves on the fly. Like, you have to have a partner that compromises with you, like someone who's not going to hold it over your head that you couldn't see them today. Like someone who has their own motion going on while you have your motion going on. Sometimes it's like you don't have to see your girlfriend that day. because she knows you're working, she knows you're grinding, and you know she's grinding, so you both give each other that time. Like that's another thing with time management. Sometimes easier with two people because now you got someone who could do something for you when you can't. Say, well, I'm at work, I could have her go do something for me, and vice versa. Even if I don't see her that day, it's still just like, it's still taken care of because in the back of my mind, I already know where we stand at that with time.
That's real. That's real. Before I go to Nick, I actually want to go to Chris real quick. Even though you may not be taken right now, but you are a cougar, so I know you've talked to a lot of females and all that stuff. So what would you say? It's actually a better question for you since Yamik actually has he has his loyal female with him. How about you? You're someone that you've been around the block. So what would you say? So what would you say? What would you say? How do you balance your personal time with also all of the side pieces? Tell the audience, tell our subscribers.
Yeah. So
Don't slip up.
Yes, you may never know who's watching this thing.
yes. So basically, I set a time for how I have from 1 to 12 o'clock at night.
That's a time.
At any time, I could be because I just got a membership to AMP, so now I'm probably gonna be adding that into my repertoire for any dates that I'm off. I probably do something from 7 to 12 or something like that. Have that time to go see someone. I do also have a dog too, so I also gotta wake up in the morning and feed them and stuff like that because dogs are, yeah, they are, especially mine. That man acts like a person, and all he's missing is he just needs to talk. That's it. But I wake up in the morning, I go and put his food out, get dressed, go to class. And then I think I get out of class at 2 in the afternoon. So that whole entire day, I could just study, do some homework, and then go out if I need to, if I feel like it, if someone asks me to, stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I balance it out for each individual, I guess you could say. Yeah, I get all the important stuff in my life out of the way first, and then whatever time I have left, I use it for
recreational
whatever. Yes.
uses. Yes.
So for me, even though for me, I work at even though for me, even though for me, I work at a news station at Channel 7. It's it's mandatory to work long hours, have those work weeks. But what I do with my time when I have off, I go to the gym in the morning, wake up at 7, so I can maintain that discipline of waking up early, not being lazy. Wake up, get to the gym before everyone, play basketball, and because I feel like that's one of my pastimes. Also, it's where I can escape reality because the only thing I'm thinking about is making my shots and guarding the next person. So yeah, that's how I see it. I just try to improve when I go to play basketball, especially Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning. And then, when I get out, then I could focus on anything else. And then even if I'm at work, weekends, sometimes we don't have any shows till late night or don't have shows at all. What I could do or what I've done before is, just go on the computer or, do my homework assignment. If it needs to be, if I'm feeling a little bit tired, I put my head down, take a nap. Those are the things I do. So naps are important. There was a couple of times I got woken up from my nap. Someone calls saying that they need something or someone is walking in and telling me to wake up or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, that's how I just find the time for my personal use because ever since working at the news station, I had to sacrifice some time. I can't, sit at home, watch football games. I can't go out thrifting. I can't go to the movies. I can't do most of the things I used to do. Well, for the time being, since I'm part of the night team, so that's what I do. I'm just trying to find gaps of small time gaps to do what I feel like is necessary to do and the things I like to do.
And let's talk about solutions. what would you guys say is solutions to somebody that may not be the best at utilizing their personal time effectively? What would you say? What would you say would help them to be able to be better at prioritizing their personal time?
I could start off with that one. It's not healthy, but one of the things that I use to make sure I maximize like the most out of my day, I don't take naps, bro. I don't take no naps. Like, I don't take any naps. I can't tell you the last time I took a nap like in the middle of the day. I just be grinding like
Crazy guy.
We
That's
don't, we
bad.
don't, I don't know if you would suggest that, guy.
No, yeah, I wouldn't. But if you're someone who finds themselves oversleeping or you don't have enough time throughout the day, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. That's one of the solutions I could give you. Like in life, you got to make sacrifices sometimes. If you're grinding and you know you don't have enough hours in the day, maybe it's because you take 3-hour naps. It's because you take 4-hour naps. Within that time span, you could pick up a new trade for an hour. Read a book for an hour, go to the gym for 2 hours, and boom, now you just fixed a problem that you had within your schedule, all because you took out something that you didn't need, like something that you wanted, and replaced it with something that you needed. So just prioritizing. That's one of the solutions I could give.
Yeah, piggybacking off of Yamik said, I would say, like with the personal time, like how do you like the solution to it, is like Yamik was saying, since he has like a girlfriend and everything, that they may not see each other like 24/7, and that's fine. That's how it's actually kind of supposed to be. Nobody wants to see somebody 24/7. It's just not healthy. Eventually, you're just gonna start to dislike that person. But,
I wouldn't say dislike, but you're not gonna have room to grow. And the individual, like, you're not gonna have room to grow.
And you could grow dependent on seeing him or her. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like it creates problems after a while. Like you
yeah,
see them all the time. And
continuing with what I was saying.
Guess.
Yes, they attacked me. Yes, so as I was saying, but personal time is important because that's the time for you to take care of yourself, basically. So, like Yamik was saying with his girl, like he sometimes he's not able to see her all the time, and like he said, that's fine. That's just sometimes how it goes. You may not be able to see your boyfriend every time, or may not be able to see your girlfriend at all times, but just using that time that you have for your personal time is actually a great way to utilize that time. It may be hard to do. We're all so busy, so we're not really even thinking about like how do I use my personal time? Nobody thinks about that. Like nobody thinks about that or cares about that. But personal time is actually really important, and it's actually shown in statistics that it's really important for people to have time to themselves. It's something healthy. So like going to the gym, working out or something. Trying a new hobby, taking up a new trade, like Yamik said, those are things that you could do just for your personal time to help you out. How about you, Chris? What do you have to say?
Okay, so you could do this in 2 ways I can think of off the top
Put
of
your
my head.
phone on D&D and make sure no one calls. But continue.
It's an option.
That's true. So basically, let's say you don't have good time management and you're trying to manage your time. Let's say you already have hobbies and stuff that you want to do, but you just haven't found the time to do it. I'd say, go to the dollar store, go get a planner or something, write everything down, make mental notes, take notes physically. Like, I go to work from let's say from 10 a.m. to 6 or 10 a.m. to 5 or whatever. You write that down, and then, for the rest of the time that you have, you slot in whatever you want to do. Or you could just put it on your phone because now, iPhone, you have reminders that you could set up. And, when they go off, then, it's time. Oh, it's time for me to do this. It's time for me to leave here so I can go do this and stuff like that. So, and then as the time keeps going, you mentally start getting used to doing that. And, it just becomes second nature to you. So, let's say you get out of work. Oh, I got to go, sleep for like an hour or two, get up, and then go do something productive, like do your homework or study a little bit, and then go back to sleep and, rinse and repeat and switch it up a little if you have to, stuff like that.
I agree. Mike, how about you? What would you say is a solution for somebody that doesn't handle their personal time effectively?
I would add on to what Chris said. What I do is I have like 100 alarms. I don't set reminders with the iPhone. With my iPhone, I actually set alarms. So you hear that and you know that you got to do something. So, for instance, I start work like at 9 o'clock. I'll set my alarm at 8 o'clock. So I have an hour. I could either get some extra sleep and then get ready and go, or I could just get up and get there early. After that, I set an alarm for when I get home. I could come home. I like to take cat naps. I don't take those hour naps, but I could take like a 15-minute nap, and I'm set for the day. Like I have all the energy I need. And then I'll set that alarm after the 15 minutes. I'll get up, get my homework done, get whatever work done that I need around the house, clean up my room or something. Or I could just get up and play video games, play my Steam Deck or something. And that's what I do.
Yes. I'm a sloth. I need those 2 hours sleep.
Yeah, for me, one of the solutions I could suggest. Number one thing is obviously rest. You need rest. Doesn't matter who you are. You need rest to function physically, mentally, so you could be sound in mind and make the best decisions throughout the day. Also, another solution could be just taking some time out of your day to reflect and reevaluate what you have done and what do you want to do. So, like, for example, if you wake up at 6 o'clock and you want to go to the gym for like 2 hours, you do that, and then you set a goal for yourself. Like, what do I want to accomplish at the gym when I go to the gym? It's like, hey, maybe I want to do like 3 exercises. Let me work on my legs a little bit. For me, for example, I get to the gym early. Even though I put my time on snooze a little bit sometimes because I work late. What I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna go to the gym and do today. I'm gonna work on this. So when it's time, when everyone comes in, I'll be ready. And then after that, I set a time for me. When is it the best time for me to leave, so I can get some extra rest, even just laying down or whatever, and then go to work. So I can't even though you can't let, your recreational activities get in the way of important things. So it can't overlap. You can't lose track of time. You have to make sure, your time management is good. That's why you guys said using alarms is good. Reminders are good. And with those also, with a push of a button, you could just press snooze or just forget it. I'm not doing it today. Then it falls back on discipline. How disciplined are you? How bad do you want to change your current situation? So you got to look at all those things. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, do I want to do this today or not? And that's how people are made. You're not made overnight. I mean, you're made overnight, but you're not. Your mentality is not built overnight. It has to develop.
Yes, it does.
So having that development, having that development, having that development is also important. Mental development is also important.
That's real.
To cut that out and make it ill.
Did anybody else have anything else they had to say?
Nah, I was just gonna recap everything. So we got setting priorities, setting a schedule, setting alarms. You went all over the place, but I guess setting yourself up with motivation.
Yeah.
And what was yours?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think mine's is just a mixture of every single person's here. It's just I would probably say is setting priorities, which is like some kind of what you said. Setting priorities, that would be mine's. Do you prioritize your personal time? If you do, then you'll make sure you take care of it. If you don't prioritize your personal time, then you're not going to really care about your personal time. You're just going to go on about your day, which is fine too. So, but yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Did anybody say anything else they wanted to say?
Wait, hold up. I have a question for you, Meek. So you don't even take like a 15-minute nap, bro? You should try like serious stuff. Like give it a try. Like if you actually have the time, try the 15-minute nap. You're gonna wake up and feel a lot better.
At work, I'll if I got the time, just quick little 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Beds
sometimes
everywhere,
it's just,
man.
yeah, literally.
Let's go hop on the bed.
Yeah, for sure.
I hop out of bed in the morning, and if I feel like taking a nap, I pop an energy drink instead, and I keep going.
Yeah, I understand.
And then I like to for me, it's like I like to when I lay my head down, I want to lay my head down when everything that I've done for the day is taken care of. So
I know what you mean.
now I don't gotta get back
No
up.
loose ends.
Now I'm just
Unturned stones.
That's real. So before we end it off, of course, per usual, we're gonna have the question of the day. And before we get to the question of the day, we have a question for you guys, the audience, and our subscribers. What would you say is a solution? What is your solution to you like effectively utilizing your personal time? What do you do? Like, what do you set priorities? Do you set what did you say again, Yamik?
priorities. He was saying
Set alarms, yeah. Yeah, like what do you do? What do you do to pretty much take care of your personal time? And if you don't really care about your personal time, that's fine too. That's But yeah, let's get right into the question of the day. Let's see what's gonna be for this episode. And I took Yamik and my name off because in the previous episode we've already gotten chosen. So now it's just Mikey, Chris, or Nick. We'll see who'll be the fortunate guy. Looks like it's gonna be Nick.
Yes, Nick.
All right.
My boy.
Who wants to ask Nick the question? Looks like Chris does.
Yes. Let's see. How many shots do you make when you play at the gym?
It depends how many times I get the ball. But I would say, I remember Mikey set me a goal. For example, use my time wisely. So he set me a goal, try to make 3 shots a game. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, because you're playing against people. Then you know how LA is. LA is its own league. But yeah, so Mikey set that goal or whatever. Sometimes I'll accomplish it. Sometimes I don't, whether it's because I'm not on that day or that game or I just simply don't get the ball. But, I try to find ways. So me trying to improve, taking on different challenges, being that disciplined, not trying to make too many mistakes. That's how I go. So last week, funny story. Last week,
This guy.
I have to feel motivated. When I feel motivated, or if I feel like, I have to prove myself, not to somebody, but prove myself. Like that dog is gonna come out of me. So that's how it went, and I had to show up, and that's what I did. I had to let someone, I had to let someone know that I'm here. That nonsense I'm not taking for it. But other than that, yeah, I just play my own game, bro.
All right.
And I just have fun.
That's
I'm a team player.
Yes, we all count the missed shots though.
Yeah, Dame time, bro.
all right. So that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. This is SteezyCast once again. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna have our social medias down in the description below, obviously, of course. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. This is SteezyCast signing out. Peace.